Alrighty fam, welcome back. If you're new to the family, remember to like, share and subscribe. Remember to share with somebody who needs it, somebody who just needs this talk. Alright, so this week we're going to look at body image. And of course we're still in the series of First Love Yourself Fly. We're gonna look at my personal experiences as well as societal expectations. Now, looking at body image on social media as projected by society is often what we call the cocoa butter shape, right?
I just say Coca-Cola bottle shape, I hit around the place.
So a lot of persons, they like the idea of a Jessica Rabbit. Is it Jessica Rabbit? I don't remember. Jessica Rabbit kind of body with the big breast, the tiny waist, the wide hips, and of course the large butt. Now, a lot of persons won't meet that criteria or won't meet that expectation because we're all beautiful in our own way. Beauty should not be defined by just the curves of the cocoa butter shaped body, but it should really be defined by who you are as a person, your character, and what makes up who you are. Now, it's a bit windy outside, but don't mind that. That's the weather. Now, body image for me, that journey to loving myself was very hard. It was it was a bit of a rocky journey, and it took me a while to really be comfortable with the way I looked. And of course, some of you are saying, "What wait? You know, I wasn't always thick. There was a time when I was very slim, and it really was in high school when, you know, a lot of boys, they like the curves of a wide hip, nice butt kind of girl, and I was the girl that was a bit straight up. Now, when I was in high school, I remember I had a lot of boyfriends, as in boys who were my friends, because I was the type of girl that liked being around males, and they would always like, I had a friend that was really good, had a really good shape, and I remember they would always like, you know, look at her and say, boy, shape good or something. And I remember thinking that that's the ideal of how we should look, but really not finding the beauty within myself. And I think where we fall short in terms of body image is where we compare ourselves with other persons. So I went to Malta Verna. We had a drop waist uniform, and for persons who know a drop waist uniform, it's when the waist, instead of being up here, is down here. So you had a belt here, but you had a drop waist down here. And I think it was for that exact purpose, not to show up the way our bodies looked or whatever. But the only way you could see that this girl had shape was if she had very wide hips, a huge butt, you know. It had to be very defined. And I said I was very slim. So in the uniform, I looked quite like this instead of like this. And a lot of persons were saying, oh, she's straight, that the MAGA girl there. You know, I got a lot of those comments, and I know that a lot of you can relate to getting them too. And I've never heard anyone say, oh, shit good or whatever, unless they really wanted something like a boy I look me, you know. So it was, for me, it grew up with, oh, I don't have a very good shape. And it progressed into you know, upper grades like 9, 10, 11. And even though I did have a good shape looking back, it was for me not the ideal body image that everybody wanted. I didn't have a lot of boobs. I didn't have a defined hip and I didn't have a lot of butt. And it was just like a little bit in each area. But I really look good looking back, but I did not feel that way in myself. And I find a lot of that with our young people today, or youths and our teenagers. They look good, they shape good, but the only person that does not believe that is you or them. And for me, that's very important that we believe in ourselves, that we are our definition of beauty. We believe in ourselves that I look good no matter what other people say to me. And in hindsight, I will tell you that believe in who you are as a person. Beauty is in your character. And if you're somebody who does not believe that you define the ideal cocoa bottle shape or cocoa bottle body, then I'll tell you that it should not be defined. Your beauty, your perception, your worldview should not be defined by body image being small hips, small waist and big hips. It should not be that your beauty is defined by social media's version of tall, blonde hair, blue eyes, straight nose, because really and truly we will not all meet that criteria. But we're all created beautifully. We're all made in the image of God. We're all made wonderfully perfect. And it's for you to realize that trying to match up to the world's perception of what your body should look like, you'll always fall short. And that's the truth. I'm speaking the truth. You will always fall short because there will always be somebody there that fit the box more than you do. And there will always be somebody there that's way outside of the box. And don't get me wrong, it's not for you to get complacent or not work on where you want your body to be. But it should not be that you're trying to work to get in your body there to match up to what everybody else wants. I remember for me, it was the hardest part was that, because what I'm saying is that I look good, but I did not believe I did. So the hardest part for me when I started dating, and I remember being in my first relationship, and I would have spoken about this before. I found myself in 9th grade, just like most people, you found out who you are, what you want to be. That's the age you definitely know, 13, 14. And by the time I reached my first relationship, the person I was in that relationship with would not have found out their purpose or what they want to be. And so going into that relationship, I lost a sense of who I was. So even before I had the confidence of saying, oh, me look good, when I went into the relationship, the guy I was with tore that down. So we're going to talk about that another week, but definitely be aware of the friends you keep or the relationship you keep, because they affect your perception of you. And be so confident that whatever another person say, no matter how close they are, it will not tear down the confidence that you would have built, because confidence takes such a while to get there, and when you get there, it doesn't take much to tear it down. So try to fence it up as much as possible. I remember going into this relationship and always being told that whenever I gained a few pounds, always being told that I was fat, and this time I was about 120 thereabout, and every time I would gain like a 5 pound, it would be like, you need to lose weight because you're getting fat, and I don't see myself with a fat girl. And there were other times when you would say things like, why is it that you're gaining weight? You look like there's a lot of flab around you. You look like somebody who has a lot of loose skin. And for me, that was very hurtful. And I remember even going into another relationship, and the person would say to me that when we first started out, he was saying that here's a deal breaker, right? Where together as long as you don't gain weight. And it's hard for me not to gain weight because it's something that runs in my family, and it's something, you know, there are some people that eat and eat and eat and they can't put on any pounds, or it's hard for them to gain weight. But for me, it's about if I eat something consistently, if I eat a lot consistently 1 week until by next week I'm putting on a few pounds, and it's harder to take off back. And for me, that was very hurtful because I needed to feel confident in who I was. And here were persons who should have made me feel confident, but instead they were tearing down the confidence that I would have built. And I think that the best part, or the most important thing about a person's body image, is their confidence. How is it that they carry themselves? How is it that they feel about themselves? How is it that they come off to other persons? Because for me, even though I had built a certain level of confidence in about 10, 11, I said, yeah man, I look good. By the time I entered a relationship, that confidence had been torn down. So how is it that you as a person project that confidence? Because it's really important that we carry ourselves with pride. We carry ourselves as if, not as if, but we carry ourselves with notion that I love how I look, I love who I am. And right now I'm no longer 120. In fact, I think the last time I checked I was at 160. And nobody can tell me, not even the persons close to me, that me not look good. I know me look good. Because that's the type of confidence you should have. That even when you meet somebody that is supposed to build you, when they tear you down, you're able to realize that this is what they're doing. Because let me tell you, for a lot of girls, it's about the cocoa butter shape. But for a lot of guys also, it's about getting thick. And not everybody will meet that body type. Not everybody will meet tall, dark, and handsome. And I think it tears at some guys the way it shouldn't. Because God made us all to look different. Imagine if we all look the same. And I'm not saying this so that you don't work on yourself, because a lot of times persons say, how did you get to that volume, you know? Because thick is now wearing. Back when I was in high school, thick wasn't wearing, you know, it was slim. But now thick is wearing, and a lot of persons want to rush to get thick, and I say, I go to the gym. Because the perception is that you go to the gym to lose weight, but actually you can go to the gym to tone and to gain muscle. And that's when you put on, you know, you can put on weight in all the right areas. So that's for persons who want to work on how they look. But I think the essence of my ramblings today is that you should feel so confident in yourself that no one else can tear you down. You should feel so confident in yourself that everybody, once they see you, can sense that this is somebody who knows who they are and who knows what they're about. You should feel so confident in how you look that you'll be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, boy, I look good. I remember one of my friends told me that, and her clothes make me look good and me make clothes look good. So that's the confidence that you should have. That confidence is the most important thing that you could wear. It's the most important thing about you as an individual. Because when you have that confidence, nobody can tell you that you don't match that stereotypical body type of the cocoa butter shape. Because in the end, you have persons who have their own perspective. You have persons who have their own preferences of what they want. And if it is that you are going out into the world Whether you're thick or you're slim, there'll always be somebody that has something to say. Because even now, persons who would have known me back then and known me now would see me a couple years later and say, I say you get fat. And the 17-year-old me would have taken an offense to that because I don't want to be called fat. That's offensive. Shouldn't be. But the 22-year-old me now would say, yeah man, I say if we go. Because I know within myself that I've worked to where I want to be and I look good. That's a confidence. So today, I don't think I'm going to take that long. So today we're going to do a little photo shoot, and it's just to show those persons or just to show you what that confidence should look like. You get what I say? Because even you would have girls that look really good. You'll have people that look really good, or even meet the stereotypical body type and still don't believe that they look good. You have girls that don't meet the stereotypical body type and they look really good and they would not believe they look good. So I really think it's all about the confidence. So today we're having a little treat and we're gonna show you what that confidence should look like. Yeah? Yeah. Alright, let's go.